This person remained buried upside down inside a cave for 27 hours, and then the biggest rescuers came to save him. What happened next blew people's minds. If you have a weak heart, then do not watch the video further. Even the best of people get scared after hearing this story. This is the most unusual and terrifying death in caving history. This is the story of Natti Patti Cave. On November 24, 2009, a 26-year-old named John Edward from Utah, America, died. The boy who took leave from his job reached his home in Utah, and when he met his family there, all the family members together made a plan to celebrate this vacation in a good way. They decided to explore Natti Patti Cave. The plan was made, and this plan would turn out to be the most dreadful decision of their lives. The plan for all the family members was that on November 24th at 8 p.m., they would explore Natti Patti Cave and return home after a few hours. But no one could even dream of what was about to happen. Although John was going to this cave for the first time, he had some caving experience from his childhood, as he used to go caving with his younger brother. The cave has a section known as the birth canal, which is very narrow and tight. Even experienced cavers struggle to get out, and a rescue team would be needed. Due to this reason, the cave had been closed for years. It was only reopened in March 2009 with new rules. The rules required a permit from the authorities 21 days before entering and mandatory inclusion of 2 experienced cavers in each group. John and his 13-year-old younger brother Joss, both of whom were experienced cavers, would have obtained the permit to enter. All the family members reached the entrance of Natti Patti Cave, which was only 30 inches wide, and they all entered the cave at 8 p.m. on November 24th. For the first hour, everything went well, and everyone moved forward confidently. John, Joss, and their 2 friends stopped at the big slide and decided to visit the most challenging birth canal section of the cave. This section, located in the deepest part of the cave, is so tight that only a few people can pass through. It is believed to have a long, tight passage, and if you get through it, another long, tight passage follows. At the end, there is a small room where you can turn around and return. John and Joss entered the birth canal, but they mistakenly took the wrong route. John moved forward 15 feet, encountering many rocks. Despite being healthy and able to maneuver his body, the passage continued to get tighter. John reached the corkscrew area, where experienced cavers struggled to pass. Here, he could not turn back as he was too deep into the passage. John was now in the corkscrew area, a spot where a 16-year-old boy, Brock Clark, had been stuck 5 years prior. Brock's height was 5 feet 7 inches, and it took 14 hours to rescue him. John, who was 6 feet tall and weighed 90 kilos, found it impossible to turn his body. He continued forward, squeezing through the tight area, hoping that there would be a larger space ahead. John found a small hole and put his head into it, hoping for an opening, but the tunnel collapsed. He was now trapped in a space 18 inches wide, the size of a laptop screen, with his head down and legs up at about a 70-degree angle. Despite his attempts to push himself up, one arm was stuck and the other was bent toward his chest. He continued to shout to Joss, who was behind him, but Joss could not assist. Joss decided to go out to get professional help while John tried to stay calm and breathe slowly. Joss informed everyone, and the rescue team was called. The major challenge was John's position. A female rescuer named Susie entered the cave at 12:30 a.m. after John had been stuck for 9 hours. Susie tied a rope around John's legs and tried to pull him out, but the friction made it difficult. Susie, after exhausting all her efforts, had to leave. The rescuers decided to install a pulley system, as used in Brock Clark's rescue. The tunnel was so tight that only small tools could be carried inside. Each rescuer had to be small in height and flexible. After 12 hours, the pulley system was installed. John had been in the cave for 18 hours, and he was struggling with the physical limitations of staying upside down. His blood circulation was disturbed, and his breathing was stopping. A telecom system was set up so John's wife could talk to him. John reassured her that he would get out soon. By 4 p.m., 19 hours had passed, and a rescuer named Ryan entered the cave. Ryan tried to pull John out, but John's legs were extremely sensitive, causing him pain. Despite some progress, the pulley system failed when a bolt came out and hit Ryan's head, causing him to lose consciousness. John fell back to his initial position, and no response was received from him. When Ryan regained consciousness, he was bleeding and confused. He was taken to the hospital, and John's father, Dave, went into the cave to help. Dave also got stuck for 15 minutes and eventually had to come out exhausted. Brandon Coles, the new rescuer, took Dave's place, but John remained unresponsive. The rescue team decided that John might be dead and sent medical professionals to confirm. On the night of November 25th at 11:56, it was officially confirmed that John Edward Jonas was dead. Despite 120 rescuers' efforts over 27 hours, it was impossible to retrieve John due to his upside-down position. The rescuers, who had tried their best, were left to seal the entrance with concrete, and Natti Patti Cave was closed forever. If you like it, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.